Let's bring in Republican strategist Luke Ball and Fox News contributor Kaylee McGee-White. Thank you both for coming on. Kaylee, you first. You heard the president right there. He thinks Democrats have kind of lost their minds. Does he have a point in this case?
He does, but the incentives here are very clear, Trace. There's an election next week. Democrats are deliberately drawing out the pain with this shutdown because they want to drum up anger and resentment among their voters to push them to the polls, because apparently that's all that gets their voters to the polls. But, you know, Trump is right to really stand firm on this, because you can't let the Democrats take the entire government and all of the SNAP recipients and everyone who's counting on Obamacare subsidies hostage and get whatever they want. Because if that's the precedent that is set, they're going to do that every single time a continuing resolution comes up every few months. It's unacceptable. They need to get back to work, reopen the government, and then have these policy debates.
Yeah, let's move from the unacceptable to the unbelievable here, Luke Ball, because we've got Zoran Mamdani. He is trying to win the New York State of Mind. He's never heard the song New York State of Mind. Watch this.
You know, as a politician, it's important to be honest.
Plays the piano from Long Island.
Billy Joel!
There we are.
That's not on your go-to playlist.
Gotta be honest, no. Billy Joel, I'm sorry, man.
People are going to give you shit for that, but in the best way.
I was like, who is this? When did this drop?
I mean, it's kind of like Kamala Harris not knowing the California Girls from the Beach Boys, Luke. It's kind of embarrassing. I mean, how do you explain that?
Well, I think Moving Out is another Billy Joel song, and Mamdani better get used to that. It's a lot of people going to be leaving New York in droves. But unfortunately, this is a crisis point in the Democrat Party. They have a choice here. Are they going to go the party of JFK or the party of USSR? This is not just a spoof in the Democrat Party. This is where all of the energy is. It's all behind Mamdani. It's all behind Jasmine Crockett. The wackadoodles in that party are dragging them further and further to the progressive left. So if anybody in that party wants to lean more to the moderate side, they better speak up now or forever hold their peace.
Yeah. Meantime, FoxNews.com writes the following here, Kaylee. A liberal Maryland Supreme Court justice is in the hot seat over a politically charged Halloween display on his lawn. The display included an environmentalist sign, which the expert said is particularly concerning since it is currently involved, the judge, in a high-stakes environmental case. The signs, painted on Halloween-style gravestones, depict politically charged messages like, "Here lies the Constitution," "R.I.P. freedom of speech," "R.I.P. food aid," "Beware health insurance cuts," "R.I.P. due process," "R.I.P. climate science." I mean, why can't Lady Justice just go back to being blind in this country, Kaylee?
Yeah, Trace, it sounds like a lot like my neighbors here in Capitol Hill have very similar decorations, unfortunately. But the fact that this is a judge is really telling. I mean, we now have almost every single day a lawless order from a liberal district judge around the country trying to put handcuffs on the Trump administration, completely undermining the rule of law. And to Trump's great credit, he has complied with every single one of these orders, and he has fought them in court the right way. They are the ones who are pushing us into the bounds of a constitutional crisis. The Trump DOJ is just trying to do its job. These judges need to respect that and need to get back to what they are supposed to do, which is ruling according to the law in a fair and balanced manner.
I mean, it really is. It's one of those things where you're talking about wearing your emotions on your sleeve and your politics on your sleeve, and you are judges, and we should not really know what your politics are. But again, we do. Luke Ball, to you. Trump on Truth Social said the following here. Christianity is facing an existential threat in Nigeria. Thousands of Christians being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for the mass slaughter. I am hereby making Nigeria a, quoting here, country of particular concern, but that is the least of it. When Christians or any such group is slaughtered, like is happening in Nigeria, something must be done. It's ignored because of where it's located. You know, if it was in the Middle East, we'd have cameras all over this thing, Luke. But the president is like, listen, Christians are being targeted in this part of the world, and something needs to happen to make sure this does not keep happening.
When Trump puts a spotlight on something like this, the rest of the world pays attention. And you're right, it's so easy for us to look away and forget because it's on the other side of the world. But as a Christian myself, this is deeply impactful to me because he is speaking out for religious freedom and frankly just upholding the First Amendment and saying, hey, nations around the world, pay attention to what's happening in your countries, because this is a skill that he has. When he invites world leaders to the Oval Office and there are problems in their home countries, he's willing to call them out in front of the entire world and the entire press corps. So I'm really glad he's doing this. It's a way for us to lead on the world stage without even having to get directly involved on the ground.
Yeah. Luke Ball, Kayla McGee-White, thank you both. Happy Halloween to you both.
Thank you.
Well, the Fox News Tonight Common Sense Department can hear California Governor Gavin Newsom ringing the alarm bells again. This time, Newsom is, quote, scared to death about not having a free and fair election in California. Common Sense realizes that Newsom was also scared to death about the 2024 election. But apparently this time, he's really scared to death because he thinks Trump is trying to rig the election by sending in federal monitors to observe the election. So if Common Sense has this right, Newsom thinks Trump is trying to cheat by doing what every administration, Democrat and Republican,